A blessed Monday of Advent to all. I am Nicole from HTC Davao and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Our gospel today is about the authority of Jesus. Let's listen to the gospel.
When he entered the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people came to him as he was teaching and said, "By what authority are you doing these things, and who gave you this authority?" Jesus said to them, "I will also ask you one question. If you tell me the answer, then I will also tell you by what authority I do these things. Did the baptism of John came from heaven, or was it of human origin?" And they argued with one another. "If we say from heaven, he will say to us, 'Why then did you not believe him?' But if we say of human origin, we are afraid of the crowd, for all regard John as a prophet." So they answered Jesus, "We do not know." And he said to them, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I am doing these things."
The word of the Lord. You see, at this point of Jesus' ministry, Jesus was welcomed by the people of Jerusalem as king. Then he made a big scene at the temple by overturning the tables of the money changers and selling temple offerings. He has been teaching and healing people around Judea, Samaria, and Galilee and performed marvelous miracles. At this time, the religious leaders were threatened by Jesus and wanted to discredit him. When they saw Jesus at the temple, they wanted to trap him, but instead, they were ensnared by their own traps when Jesus answered their question of authority with another question. The religious leaders had to make a choice: risk the rejection of the people or risk validating John's ministry, which in effect would validate Jesus' ministry. They didn't want to do either, so they simply told Jesus that they did not know the answer to his question. Jesus responded that he would not answer their question either. Oh, how wise Jesus was. The religious leaders are trying to undermine Jesus' authority, but he exposed them. They are trying to make him look foolish, but they end up looking foolish themselves. The irony of the situation is that Jesus had more authority than anyone in that temple complex. Jesus has all authority. The religious leaders couldn't see that because they would not submit to Jesus. They didn't recognize the power of his ministry. They didn't see his fulfillment of prophecy. They didn't submit to his sovereign reign. There are important and crucial aspects of the authority that was vested unto Jesus. First is his authority as a teacher. Chapter 5 to 7 of the Gospel of Matthew contain what we commonly call the Sermon on the Mount. And at the end of this section of Jesus' teachings, Matthew says that the crowds were amazed at his teaching because he taught as one who had authority. Jesus' teaching is of significance to our salvation. The way we live our lives, the choices that we make, and the direction of our lives should be in accordance to his declarations. This has a life and death implication. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus also had the authority to forgive sins. In Matthew chapter 9, the story of a paralyzed man brought to Jesus by his friends, Jesus told him that his sins were forgiven. And when challenged by the religious leaders who equated sin and his illness, he healed the man to demonstrate to them his authority to also forgive sins. Another authority is to heal the sick and cast out demons. And he demonstrated that repeatedly in all the gospel accounts. Whenever Jesus went, he healed the sick and cast out evil spirits. Finally, he had authority over the creation. In Matthew chapter 8, we find Jesus and his disciples in a boat crossing the Sea of Galilee. During the crossing, a severe storm blew in and the boat was in danger of sinking. The disciples, in fear, woke up the sleeping Jesus. So Jesus rebuked the wind and waves. and immediately they became still. The wind was gone, and the sea became calm. And his disciples were amazed that the wind and waves had obeyed his orders. This is the kind of power and authority Jesus had. The authority of his teachings, the authority to forgive sins, the authority to heal, and the authority over all creation. At the end of Jesus' ministry here on earth, he appeared to his disciples and gave them what we today call the Great Commission. And he preceded this commission with a statement that all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. And that authority included the ability and right to commission his followers to continue the work that he has started. Brothers and sisters, we, his church, has the authority to go out into the world, making and teaching disciples. So let us be faithful to the responsibility we have been given. What a privilege he has given us. So this season of Advent, let's spread the word of hope, love, joy, and peace. Let's all be a hope giver. God bless you all.